Good afternoon. My name is Nicole. I am the mom and shaman in beautiful Four Oaks, North Carolina. Thank you for watching this video. I am in receipt of some foreclosure information. I'm going to read this and see what I understand. Alright, so to serve prior to midnight, February 28, 2017. This was served on the 6th, or filed on the 6th. You are hereby notified that the note holder intends to commence foreclosure on the note and deed of trust dated this date, which note was originally held by America's wholesale lender and is now held by Wilmington Savings Fund Security FSB, DBA Christiana Trust, not individually but as trustee for Premium Mortgage Acquisition Trust. 15480 Laguna Canyon Road, Suite 100, Irvine, California, 92618. Because of the failure to make timely payments, said note holder having accelerated the maturity of the debt. 2. You have the right to appear before the Clerk of Superior Court, Johnston County Courthouse, on this date, where you will be offered the opportunity to show cause why the foreclosure should not be held if you so desire. If you do not intend to contest the creditor's allegations of debt, you do not have to appear at this hearing, and your failure to attend the hearing will not affect your right to pay the indebtedness and hereby prevent the proposed sale or to attend the actual sale should you elect to do so. You will be notified of any change in the hearing date should the hearing be held on a date other than the date stated herein. 3. The substitute trustee is a neutral party and may not advocate for the note holder or for the debtor in the foreclosure proceeding. 4. You have the right to appear at the hearing and contest the evidence that the clerk is to consider under this statute, GS 45-21.16 in parentheses D, like Daniel. To authorize the foreclosure, the clerk must find the existence of a valid debt of which the property seeking to foreclose is the holder. 2. A default. 3. A right to foreclose under the instrument. 4. Notice to those entitled to notice. And 5. The underlying mortgage debt is not a home loan as offered in GS 45-101 in parentheses 1B as in Bravo. Or if the loan is a home loan under G.S 45-101 1B in parentheses, that the pre-foreclosure notice under GS 45-102 was provided in all material respects, and that the periods of time established by Article 11 of this chapter have elapsed. And 6. That the sale is not barred by GS 45-21-12A. If you fail to appear at the hearing, the substitute trustee will ask the clerk for an order to sell the real property being foreclosed. Said real property is described in that deed of trust according to Book 2232, page 407. Okay. This talks about the geographical location of the property. The same property has been described by William Ragsdale Jr., registered land surveyor, by survey and plat dated February 65 to be as follows. And then it's more geographical information. Moving right along. You have the right to seek the advice of an attorney, and free legal services may be available to you by contacting Legal Aid of North Carolina or other legal service organizations. The substitute trustee is Substitute Trustee Services Incorporated and is represented in the proceedings by Hutchins Law Firm. You may contact them at 4317 Ramsey Street, Fayetteville, North Carolina 28311, telephone number 910-864-3068. You have the right to apply to a judge of the Superior Court pursuant to GS 45-21.34 to enjoin the sale upon any legal or equitable ground that the court may deem sufficient prior to the time that the rights of the parties to the sale or resale become fixed, provided you comply with the requirements of GS 45-21.34. You are hereby notified that if a foreclosure sale is consummated, the purchaser shall be entitled to possession of the property as of the date of delivery of this deed, and if you are still in possession of the properties, you can then be evicted. You should keep attorneys for the suitable trustee, Hutchins Law Firm, 4317 Ramsey Street, notified in writing of your address or of any change in your address so that you can be mailed copies of the notice of foreclosure setting forth the terms under which the sale will be held and notice of any postponements or resales. The hearing may be held on a date later than stated in this notice, and you will be notified of any change in the hearing date. You are hereby notified that the holder of the note has confirmed in writing to the substitute trustee that within 30 days of the date of the notice, a detailed written statement of the amount of principal, interest, and any other fees, expenses, and disbursements that the holder in good faith is claiming to be due as of the date of the written statement, together with a daily interest charged based on the contract rate, or, if applicable, an additional 1 month's interest pursuant to the contract as of the date of the written statement was sent by first-class mail to the known address of the borrower. The holder or servicer acting on the holder's behalf has confirmed in writing to the substitute trustee that the holder or servicer acting on the holder's behalf has no knowledge of borrower making any written request for information pursuant to GS 45-93 within 2 years preceding the date of the written statement. That is wholly untrue. But okay. The undersigned hereby certifies that the pre-foreclosure notice and information required by GS 45-102 and GS 45-103 were provided in all material respects, and that the periods of time established by Article 11 of this chapter have elapsed. If the holder of the note described above is willing to do so, you may cure said default by paying the past due indebtedness plus attorney fees and actual costs incurred by contacting the Hutchins Law Firm. If you are currently on military duty, the foreclosure may be prohibited by GS 45-21.12a. This is a communication from a debt collector. Attempt to collect a debt, and any information obtained will be used for that purpose, except as stated below in the instance of bankruptcy protection. The following statement concerns your dealing with Hutchins Law Firm and Substitute Trustee Services Incorporated as debt collectors. The notice of your rights provided to you in an earlier letter, namely to dispute the validity of the debt, to dispute in writing all or a portion of the debt, or to write to Hutchins Law Firm and or Substitute Trustee Services Incorporated, asking for the name and address of the original creditor, if different from the current creditor, is not affected by the foreclosure proceedings filed with respect to the referenced property. The statement above does not affect your dealings with the court, and it does not affect Substitute Trustee Services Incorporated's or Hutchins Law Firm's relation with the court. The substitute trustee or the law firm may file papers in the foreclosure proceedings according to the court's rules and the instructions of the clerk of court or a judge. If you, are under the protection of the bankruptcy court or have been discharged as a result of a bankruptcy proceeding, this notice is given to you pursuant to statutory requirement and for informational purposes, and is not intended as an attempt to collect a debt or as an act to collect, assess, or recover all or any portion of the debt from you personally. Notice regarding active duty service members. So I'm not an active duty service member, so I'm not going to bother to read that. However, since I was told that I have not read the document in its entirety, I have now. And so yeah, there's some letter writing already going on related to that, but okay. So I guess I will see them in court. My name is Nicole. My friends call me Coley. I am the mom and shaman, and I love you. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Peace.